I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction.
What the
Said
fuck
I
you
black
be
out
saying
for real, then the
sometimes?
track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go and flip.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 228 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. We are back off a long-ass 2-week layoff just in time for the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
That 2-week layoff sucked, but we were enjoying the holidays with our fam. We had a lot of shit going on. Everybody got sick. Both of you guys got sick. Both kids got sick. My wife got sick. Your wife got sick. Did Sam get sick?
Actually, she didn't.
She didn't. I didn't get sick either. I had a little bit of a cold, but that was it. I did not. I'm still standing.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah,
First
everybody
pot
got
of the
sick.
year.
It was crazy. Yeah, it is the first pot of the year.
First pot of the year, man.
All right, let's do it. Quick hitters. Let's have a quickie. Doug Peterson got fired from the Jaguars. I don't know what to make of this franchise.
Yeah, I think they made a mistake.
I think they get more embarrassing as the years go on. Like, I remember making fun of Steve Basil in 6th grade about him being a Jaguars fan, wearing a Mark Brunell jersey to school.
And Maurice Jones-Drew.
And Maurice Jones
white
Drew.
one.
Yeah.
The
and
white and the teal.
Yeah, and Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
And they're still in the same spot that they were 22 years ago.
Did he have a Mercedes Lewis jersey too?
Mercedes Lewis. He may have.
He
I'm
may-
going to
he
text
may
him and ask him that, or Facebook him or whatever, and find that out.
David
But-
Gerard was one of them.
David Gerard, Byron Leftwich.
Oh my God. That's throwbacks.
But then they had Julius Thomas. He robbed them for all that bread after Peyton Manning went crazy with him in 2015, I believe it was.
Mhm.
But yeah, Nick, I'm with you, dude. The Jags made a mistake because Doug Peterson isn't the problem.
Yeah, it's their quarterback. And well, I mean, look, it's their quarterback, but it's his problem because
The owner.
he wasn't able to get that team over the hump, even regarding the injuries. And look, they had some major injuries. Evan Ingram was on the IR, right, to start the season.
Mhm.
They had a rookie and Brian Thomas Jr. who he popped,
Excellent.
which was great. I mean, that's what you want to see, though, right? Like that. I think that's a positive sign for the Jags moving forward. So I was surprised by them getting rid of Doug because I feel like they could build off that. But so and then they lost Christian Kirk for the year. So they lost a lot of pieces throughout the whole season. So yeah, we can absolutely blame, Trevor Lawrence because he's nothing special. I mean, let's be real. He's whatever. He's middle of the pack quarterback, and that's it. But overall, dude, like, I just think that the Jags, they could have built off what they had. They had a young piece in Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Etienne. I like Tank Bigsby. I think he could play.
Well, I don't know what happened to ETN either. I mean, he fell off.
Yeah, he fell off. Exactly.
I think it starts at the top with the owner. Like, when you hire Doug Peterson was a winning head coach. And the problem still lies in with you're not paying quarterbacks based off of what they're doing for you. You're paying them based off of what you think they can be. But that also doesn't really bode well because Trevor Lawrence has really never shown me that he can be anything more than a regular average quarterback.
You don't think Doug Peterson had any hands in that deal, though?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. That's actually a very good question. Was Doug Peterson for or against that contract? If he was for it, then yes, he deserves to get fired.
Sure.
I actually that's a really good question that I don't know the answer to, and I don't think anybody will.
I don't know if he had too much power in Jacksonville yet.
But I'm saying if he was the one, like if they were saying the owner and him should have talked that over, like, hey, we're going to offer Trevor that contract. If he was in favor of that, then yeah, I would say that he's part to blame because I don't understand again how you look at Trevor Lawrence's play and think that he warrants A1 money. I just don't because he's never going to be a top 5 quarterback.
It's the market, though.
I understand that, but the GMs and all that, they're causing that problem. Jerry Jones did it with Dak. Trevor Lawrence got it. Like not for nothing, but those guys are Baker Mayfield level contracts.
Justin Herbert got a big contract. He's never won a playoff game. So
correct, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Even with the Justin Herbert thing, and I've given Justin Herbert a lot of shit. Justin Herbert is so like so far more talented than Dak and Trevor. Like there's a little bit of a justification if you're going to go to Justin Herbert.
Absolutely.
With Dak and with Trevor, like I know Dak at least here's the difference though. At least Dak has given you an MVP run. With Trevor, I just feel like that downfall was imminent for Doug Peterson. And Trevor Lawrence also has like a little bit of an injury history now. Concussions, elbows, knees, legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Brittle.
I don't know where the Jags go from here. I really don't, because it's like, what head coach do you go get that could turn that ship around? Like, you need a legitimate head coach. I'm not talking, you don't go hire a coordinator where you're throwing a dart and you're hoping he works out. Like a Kellen Moore.
What about the Lions defensive coordinator?
Aaron Glenn?
Yeah.
I think he's a culture setter.
Me too.
More so than Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson's a brain.
But I don't know if he would work there. But I think that Jacksonville needs to build the defense too. Like, I know you have a quarterback, but like, if you have an offensive guy, your defense is going to stink. And I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the guy that's going to throw you home to get you a win, because that defense ain't going nowhere, dude. That defense stinks. So I think they need to like reset the culture over there. And the problem is they're locked in with that Trevor Lawrence contract. So now you're like, all right, well, they're kind of pigeonholed to go offensive. So maybe Ben Johnson would be a good fit, because maybe he could change that around.
You do need an offensive minded guy. Like, you know what's very strange too? Did you see that the Chicago Bears tried to request an interview with McCarthy?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys said no?
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because it's like, you let McCarthy take all that heat, you let him play his contract out, and because you went on a little 5-game winning streak with the backup quarterback, all of a sudden now you want to keep Mike McCarthy. Like, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm looking out. I'm looking elsewhere. And not for nothing, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to build a roster that's going to be able to compete.
Well, who said that his job was on the line though? I mean, Jerry Jones never really came out and said, well, you know,
no, I don't think it was on the line, but I think that he gave you indications of like, I'm not sold on you.
Yeah, well,
and
sure.
But I think McCarthy did enough to warrant that. Like, I do. Like, he did have 3 12-5s. I know you didn't get to an NFC Championship game, and I've clowned them for it. But again, like, McCarthy has shown you that he's a winner. Like, Dallas didn't quit on them this year.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't quit. They're just not a very good team. They're not well structured. And in my opinion, like, McCarthy shouldn't want to go back there, because I think it's only going to get harder with Dak's contract.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting $60 million a year.
You're never going to build that team.
You have to hit in the draft. That's the only way you do it.
And look, Dallas has had a history of building that, but you still got to pay Micah. And I like I think there's a bunch of different issues with Dallas, but we're not going into them. But
I mean, they're just entertainment, bro.
For a head coach, for me with the Jaguars, I would write a blank check to somebody like Mike Vrabel, an established coach. He won with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, but I don't think that he would. I don't know how him and Trevor Lawrence would coexist though. I don't know.
But I don't think Jacksonville is
I don't think
necessarily.
Trevor Lawrence is fully developed.
But I don't know if it's. What do you think they need? Do you think they need a culture changer, or do you think that they need an offensive genius?
I think they need a culture changer, and if you want to, if they could try to get rid of that, you know, that contract and get out of the Trevor Lawrence and start from scratch, that's what I would do. I would completely revamp that whole team. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good. I don't think he's going to throw you home. I don't think he's going to elevate your team.
No.
I mean, he had one. There was one game in the playoffs. It was the wild card round where he came back when he was down 27-0. That's where you're like, that's what they paid him for. That was the player they paid him, and he was fucking awesome. That was the second half. You're like, whoa, holy shit! You know, the Jags, they're the next they're the upcoming team from next year.
Well,
and we picked them.
I was just going to say that.
Seed,
I picked them to be the 1
garbage.
seed because after I saw their schedule and the way they ended, I'm like, all right, here they go. And they had Doug Peterson, and I'm like, yeah, Doug Peterson's got them. But it just
injuries happen, and they just fell apart, dude. He just I don't know. He don't do it for me, dude.
I'm not a Trevor guy.
He's not a Joe Burrow where he's going to put up 40 touchdowns. He's 20, 23, 24 touchdown kind of guy. Yeah. That's what he is.
Yeah. Like,
and you overpaid for him.
I think, like, to me, like, if Trevor Lawrence was a top 15 quarterback, top 12 quarterback, like, to me, that's his ceiling. Like 12. Like, I don't think he'll ever be better than that.
No, so they absolutely overpaid.
Massively overpaid for him. Massively. And the problem is trying to overcome that. It's only the second year of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to overcome that is a job within itself. But I think they need I don't even know. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head where I'm like, that guy would go there and work immediately. I really don't. I mean, I guess everybody's saying Ben Johnson, like for Caleb Williams, like that is the guy. Like, or I guess Kellen Moore or Shane Steichen. I'm thinking of offensive guys, or Kyle Shanahan. He would have to be traded for. I don't think the Niners would do that.
Well, he helped out Jared Goff, and then now he could help out Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is now entering his 4th year.
Who? Ben Johnson you're talking about? Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah, because Jared Goff took off because year 1 in Detroit. I forget who it was. Anthony Lynn, I think, was their offensive coordinator, and they were trash.
Yeah,
they were 3-13, and then they got Ben Johnson. In the next 3 years, it was 9-8, NFC Championship game, and 15-2.
Right.
So
and this is Trevor's what? This is his 4th year.
This is year 5, I think, for Trevor.
Shit, time flies. So yeah, this was his 4th year.
It was 4. That's it.
This was his 4th year. Yeah, he was drafted.
Oh, he's going into year 5. Excuse me.
He's going into year 5, but
yeah.
Out, from 2022, man, he declined like a motherfucker.
He's been horrible.
I mean, 11 touchdowns and 7 picks this year. I mean, that's tough, dude. I know he's been injured, but man, even when he was playing in these games, he was anything but impressive. I mean, he was brutal. I don't know. There's a lot. I just feel like the Jacksonville job is just not desirable.
They're so bad, dude.
It's just not desirable. Like I don't know who would actually want to go there.
They're gonna get a knockoff, dude. Maybe somebody, like, if they offered him big money, like Cliff Kingsbury. I just thought of that. I don't know if he would take it, to be honest, because why would you leave Jaden Daniels? I mean, maybe if you want to go give head coaching another chance, but Cliff Kingsbury, could he maybe? I think Cliff Kingsbury is more suited as a coordinator because I think Cliff Kingsbury knows offense and he could do that. I just don't think he can be the focal point of the coaching staff.
What about Joe Brady?
Joe Brady, I think would do well. I think Joe Brady would be a great hire for any team that hires Joe Brady because I think Joe Brady's a good coach. And Joe Brady, you can see, Joe Brady was actually last year was when the Bills offense started turning on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was essentially not even involving Diggs.
Because they fired their offensive coordinator and then he stepped in.
Len Dorsey.
Yeah. And then he stepped in and their offense took off and Josh Allen an MVP season.
Now,
so
yeah,
I think that would be a good fit for him. I really do. Because Trevor Lawrence can run. He can use his legs, but he has been injury prone too. And
he's been inaccurate. His accuracy has been trash.
It has been.
He's been very inaccurate, even when you see that. So,
but they got weapons. Jacksonville's got some weapons.
But that's what I was saying, though. There's no excuse for Trevor to look as bad as he did this year. There was zero excuse.
Look, they'll have Kirk coming back. Christian Kirk. I think he's good.
Yeah,
now, he's coming
fine.
off an ACL. How much of a drop off will he have?
He's gonna be a 3.
There you go. Right. So I think he's a good player still. Then you got Evan Ingram. I think he's one of the top, 7 tight ends in the league, right? You could say. And then you got Brian Thomas Jr., who's, you could argue, is a top 15 wide receiver right now. Right? Absolutely. You could definitely argue that. So, yeah, Jacksonville is pretty loaded. They have some weapons coming back. So,
I mean, not for nothing. You're talking top 15. Like, I think Brian Thomas next year has a shot to be in that conversation for a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I just think that what makes it unattractive for a head coach is the quarterback. Like, he don't do it for me.
I know. Maybe some people will think that. Maybe he'll still live off of, the narrative that was built around him from coming out of Clemson was that he's that guy. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't believe in that. I think whatever coach takes that job, I think is just walking into a trap, to be honest, because I don't think that they're going to overcome that contract. I don't know what the hell happened to ETN. ETN last year was amazing. This year he was being, fantasy, I'm intertwining here, but he was being drafted as an RB1. And he was Tank Bigsby was better than him.
Yeah. Look, Trevor Lawrence was drafted to be the franchise quarterback, but like when I watch that situation unfold in Jacksonville, I just don't see him being a leader.
Yeah.
I don't see him being that guy to elevate that team year in and year out. I feel like they're declining. They've declined.
What do you think about the Patriots? Because they fired Gerard Mayo. I feel bad for Gerard Mayo a little bit because I don't feel like he was given a fair chance.
Sure. Absolutely.
I just feel like the roster was trash. There was nothing he could do. And Kraft even alluded to that. Like, I didn't put him in the best position. I don't understand why they would hire him so quickly last year and fire him so quickly, knowing that you said, like, I didn't really give him a chance to compete. But on the flip side of that, I think they always wanted Vrabel.
Yeah.
Like, the Vrabel back to New England just made so much sense. And I think last year it was just kind of I'm going to give Gerard Mayo, who's been with the organization, he's a friend of mine, I'm going to give him a chance. If you succeed and you show us something, the job's yours.
I'm worried about that, though. For New England. I'm worried about Vrabel going to New England because I feel like if that ends badly, I feel like that kind of tarnishes the legacy to a degree.
Nah,
I do, bro. You got fired? Like, to me, when I look at Gerard Mayo, right? Like, he was a great player for the Patriots, right? He was a great linebacker. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was outstanding. But I feel like he was a great player, but he was an coach. So I feel like when you look at him in totality, it kind of tarnishes the image a bit.
Well, think about this. Michael Jordan is what? The best player ever, right? He was a horrible owner.
Yeah, but
nobody really talks about that. I mean, I would never use that in an argument on why I think LeBron's better than him.
It's the sneakers.
What you mean?
It's the Jordan brand, dog.
No, I know.
The Jordan brand would never go away.
That's fair, and I know that he
could do whatever.
He could do whatever. Yeah. But I'm saying he was an absolute trash owner.
He could be a head
probably
coach,
the worst
and he could be garbage,
ever.
And I don't think it would matter.
I guess Jordan was probably a bad example because of
he's like bulletproof.
His stature. Yeah, he is.
He's bulletproof.
He is bulletproof. I'm trying to think of who's a player that became a coach that was trash.
A player that was a coach that was trash.
Like who was a good
Antonio
player?
Pierce.
He was a good player.
He was a good player.
But I don't know if he was trash at head coach.
We don't know.
I don't know that they were trash too.
Yeah.
But I think Vrabel's going to New England.
I think so
that's
too.
the perfect. I think that would be awesome because I really think Vrabel's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
I wouldn't rule out Ben Johnson though there because I feel like he's looking at that situation with Drake May. He's like, yo, I can have a top 5 quarterback in the next 4 years.
I think Drake May is awesome
because
Drake May is.
There's a lot of buzz around the league that and NFL GM execs that believe that he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the next 3-4 years.
I mean, look, when you look at Drake May, dude, like his comp when he was coming out of school, UNC, coming out of school was I almost said Duke. I was thinking Daniel Jones. When he was coming out of UNC was Josh Allen, which again, I get mad at certain when you compare them to people like that. Like when they were comparing Baker to Drew Brees and all these players. I'm like, why are you comparing them to like legends? Not that Josh Allen's a legend, but when Josh Allen retires in 10 years, we will look back at the Josh Allen years and you will say like, that dude was an amazing football player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that, but
I just hope that we don't say that. I just hope that we don't look at Josh Allen as a Phillip Rivers one day.
Yeah, that would suck.
That worries me.
That would suck. And look, that honestly coming from you, that's shocking, but that is fair.
That worries me.
Unfortunately, we don't know. So I'm not going to say unfortunately. Unfortunately, hopefully that for you that doesn't happen. Fortunately, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think Drake May he showed me things you can't teach where I can look at him and I can just believe.
Yeah.
Like even Bo Nix for that matter. Like, but I know they're in the playoffs, so it's a little bit different. But like when I watch those guys play, I'm like, oh yeah, like those guys got it. Jaden Daniels, they have it.
Well, I think Gerard Mayo firing to me I think it was premature, but then again, like there was definitely some inklings in there where you're looking at him sideways, right? Like he called his defense soft publicly. Like there was a lot of things in there where I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if he's the right guy. Coming from Belichick to that, like that's a massive drop off. You know what I mean? In my opinion, because Belichick was tight to the vest. He prepared like no other, right? And then there was a report that came out that he was playing cards on the way home from the loss in Arizona when they got smoked in Arizona, right? So he was playing cards with the team, and then the people in the front of the plane, like the assistants, were watching film on the game, trying to break it down, trying to learn from the mistakes, right? And he's over here playing cards with the team. So like a lot of people were saying, they were shocked by that and they've never seen something like that before, right? So I feel like there was a lot of things like that. So when you go from Belichick to that, that's a world of a difference, bro. Like Belichick was nuts. He prepared like nobody.
I think too, the other thing is too, like when he called the team soft and he was coming out in the pressers after the game and he was trying to be like sound like a hard ass. I felt, you know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of the Matt Patricia, the Joe Judge, the people that come off of the Belichick tree and think that they're Belichick and they're not. And when you fake and pretend to be like that, and then you do something like that and you go and play cards, it's like a mixed signal. Like, all right, bro, are you just doing that for the media to sound like a hard ass? Like, if you're going to be a player's coach, be a player's coach.
But I never got the I never got the vibe that Mayo was a part of Belichick's tree. Like I've never got the vibe. I never took it for him. Like no, you know when like McDaniels went to Denver, like he was going to carry over to the Belichick tree, or Joe Judge to the Giants. He was going to. It's the same thing. But like my thing is, I never had that vibe with Mayo. I just felt like he just wasn't prepared enough, and that's okay. Maybe he'll have another opportunity in the future. But I feel like when the Patriots look at the candidates that are available, when you got Vrabel, Ben Johnson, that are hot candidates.
Aaron Glenn. Don't forget Aaron Glenn.
But, well, he declined an interview with the Patriots, by the way.
Did he?
3 hours ago. A couple hours ago, it was reported that he declined.
I didn't see that. Oh, shit.
So I think he's out completely on them.
Well,
obviously,
I didn't know that, but I meant
availability,
and respectfully.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Aaron Glenn is.
There's some decent coaches out there. Doug Peterson's out there.
I kind of feel like, honestly, dude, Aaron Glenn, in terms of like mimicking style, I feel like Aaron Glenn could have a Dan Campbell like impact. Like in terms of he can get that locker room and that team to buy in completely.
Yeah.
I really believe that because I think Aaron Glenn's like, look what he's doing with the defense.
And I think too, like, I think it's going to take some time for New England just to be revamped, right? Because when you've been a machine like they were for 2 decades, right? And then you have a year without it. Now you're kind of going through a cloudy phase, right? Because they don't know what they are. They don't have any identity in New England. They don't know that they're so used to the Belichick era, even with Mayo. So I just feel like for them, they're going to have to embrace the suck for maybe a year or two. And
I don't know about that.
Well,
you're talking about New England?
I'm talking about New England. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I'm talking about culture change. The culture is going to have to change. I don't think it's going to change in 1 year. If they could get somebody there in 1 year that could change that culture and revamp the way and just have a different perspective on New England. Because when I look at New England, I think of Belichick. I think of them being tight to the vest, super strict. That's how the culture that I see New England, right? So it's going to take a special person to go over there and change that perspective and culture in New England. Because I'm telling you, like every time I think of the Patriots, I think of them being tight to the vest. I feel like they don't give you information. I feel like they are just one of those teams that are always like, just, I don't know. They're just machine-like, and I can't describe it. They're more corporate, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know. They kind of seem corporate to me.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like a call scale.
Yeah. But they're like the corporate NFL team, though. Like they go by certain principles and rules.
I know, but I feel like for me, honestly, it wouldn't shock me if the Patriots next year were the team that won 7-8 games. Like the biggest jump, because I think Drake May is that good. And I just think that, I think Pop Douglas can play. Mm-hmm. I think Ramondre Stevenson's a fine running back. I just feel like if they could get, I'm not even talking, you don't even need like a T. Higgins. You just need a competent wide receiver. And I think Drake May can handle the rest because I think Drake May is really good. And I could be totally wrong on that. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I can look at him and just say, like, all right, I see some stuff in that. Like, I see something where I would believe in him for next year. Mm-hmm. Like, I genuinely do believe in the Patriots next year. If they get Vrabel, if they get a legitimate head coach. Like, yeah. Brady, Vrabel. Like, I don't know if they necessarily need like an Aaron Glenn type of guy because I think that they're always having good defenses.
I just feel like it's going to take a decent amount of time for us to look at New England in a different way.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying.
I just do. I don't think that's changing anytime soon. And it's going to take a special coach to walk in there and kind of change that. To me, Vrabel gives me the Belichick vibes to a degree. You know what I mean? Like he gives me the Patriot vibe. He's a Patriot.
He's a Patriot.
He's a Patriot. So when I look at them, I'm like, that's the Patriots.
But you also,
that is them.
But if they hire Vrabel, and he comes up and gives his first presser, and you see the team rallying and all that shit, you're going to look at him and go, the Patriots are back. Because like you said, he is a Patriot. He gets that organization.
It makes sense.
He comes from Belichick. He knows what's expected. He knows the standard.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like Vrabel, bro, it couldn't be a more perfect fit. Like Vrabel, I could see him being the next Belichick coach in there until he's 70. Mm-hmm. I can just see that because I think Vrabel's that good of a head coach.
I love him.
I was pounding the desk saying he was top 5 when he was with Tennessee. You led the Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry-less Titans to the 1 seed in the AFC. That's all I got to know. With Arthur Smith as your fucking offensive coordinator. And now Arthur Smith's a decent offensive coordinator, but you were playing with Miami's leftover Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. No, I think Vrabel. I think you're right. I think Vrabel is going to go to New England. I just kind of read now that Pete Carroll interviewed with the Bears.
Man, I love Pete Carroll for the Bears is the perfect hire. I'm so mad you just said that.
The Bears.
That's who I was going to tell you the Bears should have got.
Oh, you
It wasn't Ben Johnson. It was Pete Carroll because they need somebody that goes in there and cleans all the bullshit up.
Mm-hmm.
With Ben Johnson, yeah, he can call offensive plays, but you don't know who he is as an offensive coach. I mean, excuse me. You don't know who he is as a head coach. And you can't play games with Caleb now.
Do you think that it would work with them though?
Pete Carroll?
And Caleb?
I believe in Pete Carroll all day because Pete Carroll would reprimand Caleb Williams' bullshit attitude on day one. You're not going to see him laying on the ground with 11 seconds and laying on the thing like this. Like you just went through war and was sleeping in a field.
That was wild. That was a bad look.
Pete Carroll will not allow that. I saw Pete Carroll.
Bad look.
Pete Carroll was there when they got Matt Flynn, signed him to a $110 million contract. Russell Wilson came in as a third-round pick from Wisconsin, and he said, no, it's Russell Wilson. Started him, and look what happened. 2 Super Bowl appearances. Now, granted, Pete Carroll fucked the second one up, but he won a Super Bowl with him. I believe in Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is the perfect head coaching candidate for the Chicago Bears.
That'd be great. That's excellent. I'm surprised that he interviewed with them though.
He's the perfect candidate for them.
Because I actually thought that he was just going to hang it up. I didn't think he was ever going to come back, to be honest with you. But shout out to him, man. That would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and if he doesn't go there, he should go to the Jets.
Wow.
That's who somebody like that needs, bro.
I think the Jets need to go get Rex.
Rex, I want him to get Rex just for the fun of it.
Rex and Vrabel in the same division with Josh Allen. Like, that's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
And Sean McDermott. You got 3 defensive guys.
That's awesome.
You got 3 defensive guys.
That would be.
And then you got Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
Mike
who's
McDaniel.
an offensive guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of defensive guys, the Raiders fired Antonio Pierce also. Brady apparently is going to have a big say on who the next head coach will be. What do you think about that move?
They try to get Belichick apparently too.
I know. I read that.
What do you think about that?
I think that in a weird, twisted way, that would be like Brady's revenge in his own sick head, because everybody knows that Brady never looked at Belichick any other way but sideways because of the way that Belichick treated him after he won all those Super Bowls. And the biggest fuck you to him was him going to Tampa and winning it and saying, I could do it without you. But there is no way in hell Bill Belichick is going somewhere and working for Tom Brady. I don't care if he's a minority owner. I don't care about any of that. There is no way in hell Tom Brady will ever answer to Bill Belichick will ever answer to Tom Brady. And that is point blank, period.
I don't think that I don't think that's a big thing because Tom Brady, he doesn't own that much stake in the Raiders.
But bruh, if I was coaching you, bro, and the roles were reversed, I would never come and answer to you. I don't answer to you now. Shit.
So are you saying that's his boss? Like Brady would be his boss?
He would look at him like that, and they're egomaniacs. You don't think Belichick's an egomaniac? He's dating somebody 20 years old.
A percentage of the company, right? Like, I just don't think that you have that much say.
But if Tom Brady calls Bill Belichick, yeah, you want to come work for me?
Absolutely. You use that to your advantage. Absolutely. If you're the Raiders owner.
Are you crazy?
Absolutely, I would do that.
No, that'll work for others. It just doesn't work for Bill Belichick.
Well, Bill Belichick, he already got a job.
No, I know that, but Tom Brady is not the one to do that.
His contract is weird, though, with UNC.
I know it says you could come out of that. And look, Bill Belichick.
There's a reason for it, though.
But here's the thing. That's why UNC has been coming out in like a hard stance. Like he's not going anywhere. And Belichick saying, I'm not going anywhere. Because he needs to show commitment to UNC.
Sure.
He has to show them like, I'm here.
If Belichick would have bailed on UNC, I think that would fuck with his legacy a little bit.
Not if he did it. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It depends. I don't think Belichick has a great legacy to begin with.
Because I think a lot of people, a lot of college kids are gearing up to go to UNC. He already put his assistants in place. So if he were to bail, that would be a bad look.
Yeah, I don't think
that's happening.
I think he signed there for a reason. But here's the thing. The other part of that is too, like with the Raiders.
I like Antonio Pierce. I fuck with him. I think he's a culture setter. He'll have a fucking chance. You got Gardner Minshew and you got Aiden O'Connell. You ain't gonna win much, man. I think you had Devontae Adams. You had to trade him. again, it's if you don't have a good quarterback, you don't really have a chance. You don't. You really don't,
Well,
unless
not the
you have a
Vikings.
scheme that's completely out of this world, that's the NFL has never seen before, and they can't figure it out by week 10, and you look good by week 10, and it's all the skies. I just feel like if you don't have a good quarterback, you don't have a chance. You really don't, dude. You really don't. He had Aiden O'Connell and Minshew.
I don't think
what the hell
struggles.
you want him to do?
I don't think that the Raiders' struggle this year will be a detriment to Antonio Pierce next year being in the head coaching cycle. If he is, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I don't blame what happened to the Raiders this year on Antonio Pierce.
Me either.
Like, I blamed it when it was Josh McDaniels. Absolutely. Because I think Josh McDaniels, A, is a fucking idiot. B, there was a history there of him being a bad head coach. He's an idiot as a head coach, not as a coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, like, with Josh McDaniels, I felt like you could see the team's, like, morale was low. The morale sucked. Like, they fired him and brought in Antonio Pierce. They won that game. I think it was against the Colts. And we're smoking cigars after.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they won the Super Bowl. So that told me all you needed to know about how bad McDaniels was and the level of respect and admiration they had for Pierce. Like, I don't think the Raiders struggle this year had anything to do with them.
I just think it was the quarterback woes, honest to God. And then they had injuries at the wazoo too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
like Brock Bowers is fucking awesome. You get a good quarterback in there, man. You could really do some things.
And then it's like the Bengals fire Lou Arenamo, which I think is stupid. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's an awesome D coordinator. Look what he did with the Bengals. They started catching on at the end of the year during the 5-game win streak. Like, I think that was stupid too. I don't even understand that. Like, I don't even understand that. Like, Lou, when they made the Super Bowl run, he was shutting them down with Eli Apple as QB as CB2.
Yeah. Well, he was playing good, Eli.
I know, but at the end of the day, it's Eli Apple.
What, you think he was putting him in good position?
I just think he was scheming them correctly. I mean, Eli Apple was trash with the Giants. He was trash with the Saints, and all of a sudden he goes to the Bengals and he's decent. No, I think he was being schemed that way.
He definitely deserved to be fired, bro. Their defense was fucking absolutely.
Bro, they have
garbage.
No personnel.
Bro, they were ass.
I mean, granted, they had what's his face?
Bro, they had a triple crown winner. Joey B had an amazing season, and it's all for nothing, dude.
Bro,
they put up some stats
outside of Hendrickson. Can you even name anybody on there?
That's what but it doesn't matter.
They have nobody though.
It's still, but you still have to rally the troops in some ways.
But they did. The last 5 games, they were cooking.
They were all right.
Well, they were doing better. They weren't letting up 40.
Right.
So there was improvement there. Like, they got going. I mean, but like I said, there's only so much you can do when it's Nick, Mike, and Phil out there.
No, I know. I agree with that. But at the same time, it's like, all right, now who can they replace him with? Because they obviously have a better tool.
That's what I'm saying. Who? I don't know. Because, like, is Aaron Glenn going to go is going to make a lateral move to the Bengals? I doubt it. Because I think he loves. I think if those coordinators leave, they're going for head coaching. They're not going lateral because I feel like they love their head coach.
Well, what if Rex Ryan doesn't get a head coaching job?
I mean, that would be awesome. I think that would be great. You bring Rex Ryan in there, yeah, he'll have that defense mean. Yeah, 100%. He would be awesome.
Yeah.
He would be awesome in Cincy. I would love it.
The Bengals would
I'm from Cincinnati.
If the Bengals have Rex as defensive coordinator, they would be my pick to go to the Super Bowl next year.
They're my pick anyway.
That is.
Yeah, they're my pick anyway.
Well, it depends on what they do in the offseason.
When you got 9, you got away.
Depends on what they do in the offseason.
What do you think about the Giants?
I like it because I like Daboll. I don't think he's the problem. I don't think he's the problem. I think the Giants as a whole is a problem. I think they have a talent deficiency. Yeah, they got Neighbors, which is a great bright spot. Tracy turned out to be pretty good. But they need to get a little bit more playmakers. They need to get a quarterback. They need to get a franchise quarterback. And obviously they're going to get one in the draft.
I don't know about that because they pick 4th.
Well,
I don't know if they're going to be there. You have the Titans, Cleveland, and I know it's New England, the Titans, and Cleveland. So, well, no, I guess if the Titans take Cam Ward, would the Browns take Shador?
That would suck for Shador, bro. If he goes to the Browns, that's a bad.
Honest to God, if I'm Dion, no fucking way.
Yeah,
no way.
Like you might have a Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning.
That's
situation.
perfectly fine, bro. Dion, swing your weight. Pause.
Yeah,
but swing your weight, bro. Throw that thing. Whatever you got to do. Do not let your son go to Cleveland.
Yeah,
Don't
No.
let him go to Cleveland.
Yeah, never, dude.
Come on, bro. Like, okay, Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, he's a decent coach. Okay, he won Coach of the Year. That's cool. You got Deshaun Watson there, and that place is a hellhole.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, he was there.
Baker
and
Mayfield was there. And look what they did.
They kicked him out for Deshaun Watson, and Baker Mayfield's out here. Yo,
I love that.
that's awesome, though.
I
Yo,
love it. I love it.
That's sports, though.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about sports, right there, dude. Like the tables can turn at some point in time.
They did with Nick.
Never know, and it did.
They did with Nick.
Absolutely, they always do.
All right, let's talk about Tyreek Hill because this is everything wrong with the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
After his game, he says, after he quit on his team, I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. When he was addressing the media, Mike McDaniel said Tyree took himself out of the game and that they had a conversation on Monday and cleared the air. They talked about it for an hour. No hard feelings, blah, blah, blah. All right, Fru. Do you have any idea what happened to Tyreek Hill?
Money. He got paid. 3 years. 99 million? 90 million? You're making 30 million a year. You're in Miami, Florida. You think he really gives a fuck? He's got Super Bowl rings. Yeah, he's a playmaker, but his excuse is if my quarterback ain't there, then what am I here for? That's his excuse. That's exactly how he played, too. That's exactly how he played. But, bro, you get paid 3 years, 90 million, and you're out here quitting on your team. You have to be a professional. Like, you got kids looking up, looking up to you. You got people buying your jerseys, supporting you, and you're out here quitting. I think that's embarrassing. And if I'm Miami, I'm moving on. I absolutely. It's not even a question.
For me with Tyreek Hill and that little spiel he went on after that game, in addition to quitting prior to that, is everything wrong with sports today and why so many people hate athletes today, and we call them spoiled brats, and we hate them. And I say this all the time. The players should be paid by the fucking game. This behavior is unacceptable. You were all happy talking about Tyreek Hill is the most accurate. Tua is the most accurate quarterback in the league. He's the best quarterback in the league when you first went there. You took your big ass contract when you could have just got a little bit less money to stay with Patrick Mahomes and won 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Bowls. But no, you wanted to go get the money and live in Miami and want that lifestyle. And then as soon as the tough got going, you didn't go and get tough. You went and ran and quit on your team. Yeah, that is somebody that should be Colin Kaepernick from the NFL. He should be blackballed from the NFL. The owners should rally. The head coaches should rally and say, fuck that. Fuck you. We're not tolerating that behavior. I don't care how great you are. I don't care that you're a top 10 receiver ever. I don't care that you could single-handedly change the team. That is how you send a message, though, that you cannot behave like that, making $100 million. You cut them and nobody signs them. You give them the Colin Kaepernick treatment. That is what you do. I don't care how good he is, dude, because when you are that good and you get away with behavior like that, you are setting the precedence for the younger receivers that see that and the kids in college that are already making money like that. Entitled, spoiled brats. And until messages are sent like that, you don't see people kneeling now with the anthem anymore. You don't see people playing those games anymore, stretching during it.
Look, I understand your frustration, but I think you're kind of going overboard. Because when you say somebody should cut somebody, I mean, look, he's just too good of a player. You're never going to do that. The talent is always going to override the character. It's always been that way. Teams will always take a chance when the player is talented. That's just the history of the game, right? Because my thing is this, like, if you're saying he should be blackballed, then why did Michael Vick get another chance?
But there's a fundamental difference.
I'm just saying.
I can explain that.
All right.
I can explain that. Michael Vick didn't quit on his team, bro. There is a difference between getting caught up and doing something stupid. But when you quit on your team, what do they preach, bro? It's a brotherhood. You go out to war. You see Aaron Donald, when he won the Super Bowl, was hysterical crying. You see these people like getting injured out there. What do you always say, bro? They want an opportunity. They just want an opportunity. The people on the practice squad, guys, the practice squad, they would do anything to get an opportunity. And then that is so disrespectful and so low. When you have people out here in the snow, in the rain, in the freezing cold, pushing shopping carts for $14 an hour. You got Jimmy Butler. Oh, man, I want my joy back playing basketball. You make $50 million, motherfucker.
I know.
Go play basketball. But this is what the problem is, dude. It's the culture of sports and these spoiled ass athletes. You can't relate to them anymore. It's not, you don't look at them guys and you look up to them. I look at them and I'm just like, yeah, you're a spoiled brat, dude. You're a baby.
Yeah.
You don't have Joy making $50 million. What about the single mom that's on welfare for food stamps? And then you got Tyreek Hill walking off the field with $90 million guaranteed that he's making. How are you walking off the field, bro?
That's because we grew up. That's all. When we looked up to these athletes, we didn't work. We didn't have a job. So we didn't know the value of that. We didn't know the value of earning something, right? So then now that we know the value of earning something and making a living and trying to do everything we can to pay for the bills, working our balls off at a corporate job, right? And then you see these guys making fucking buku bucks it's astronomical how much money they make. If you actually fucking sit down, just sit on your couch, smoke a fucking joint, right? And just think about $90 million in 3 years. You will fucking absolutely, you will trip out because it's absolutely insane when you actually break it down, how much you're getting paid by the hour, how much you're getting paid by the week, how much you're getting paid by the month. It's really insane, bro.
But that goes into what I'm saying. Like when you look at that and you look at these players and they're doing things like that,
but it comes down to not being relatable. Like what you said is perfect because that's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to tie in is that we can't relate to that shit. So that behavior, we're looking at that like,
well, the average American
what's wrong with you?
The average American can't.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't even understand how you have the balls to quit on your team and then come out there and literally say, I'm out, bro. Yeah, the door's open. I want to be traded because my quarterback's never here. Like, dude, you knew that. You knew that when you signed your contract.
Yeah.
You knew Tua was injury prone. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, I tied in Jimmy Butler a little bit here because when I watched that Jimmy Butler interview, I'm looking and I'm like, you want your joy back? Well, like, you want your joy back. What about like people doing hard labor? Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody. Like, do you think Seamus? Seamus is in the union. Do you think Seamus has joy waking up at 4:30 in the morning to go install outlets?
It must be the Miami
or wire
culture.
A building. Like, he just came to the top of my head. Or Tom.
Yeah.
Working on trains, doing ties and shit like that. Like, people that are blue collar workers. Do you think they enjoy waking up and breaking their back to do that shit? No. They would enjoy it if they were getting $50 million.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Mike McDaniel should be on the chopping block?
I think he's questionable because I think Mike McDaniels, he's good on offense. But Mike McDaniels, and I've been saying this now for like the past 2 years, he's a weirdo at the podium.
I don't take too much, I guess.
Well, no, when I see him at the podium, I'm just like, bro, how do you communicate to your team? He's looking down. He's looking at the.
He kind of seems brain dead sometimes. It's almost like he's like struggling,
like a pothead.
Yeah,
like somebody that's really like just one of those people that just wakes up and smokes all day and they just can't formulate a sentence. You know what it is, bro? Like when you get stuck. I was sitting there having a conversation with you and you're just staring into space. I'm like, yo, are you okay? Something like that. That's what he reminds me of, like brain dead.
He does.
That I mean, I don't know. I don't know Mike McDaniel like that. I think he's all right, but when I watch him and shit, it's just like, all right, bro, what is this?
I think Miami needs to move on.
But Mike McDaniel, his team quit. Somebody quit on him in his locker room, and when that does that, that's
in his third year. In his third year, and let's go back to the summer, right? In training camp, who needed a big contract? Tua, right? What did he do the first day of camp? As soon as he came back, show me the money. I've never seen a franchise quarterback ever do that. When Brady's had a contract dispute with the Patriots or whatever, or any franchise legit quarterback had a contract dispute with the organization, they didn't say a fucking word about it. Like nothing. Then you got this guy telling the crowd to show me the money is fucking crazy. And we spoke about that when that happened. It was a thumbnail of ours.
Who?
Tua. When he went in training camp, show me the money. Remember?
I don't remember. It was a thumbnail?
It was a thumbnail. Yes, we talked about this. This was a big conversation we
I
had.
remember it. I really
And
don't.
I was so mad about it because I'm like, I've never seen a franchise quarterback say shit like that. Now you're telling the people, yeah, show me the money. Show me 200 and something million while you guys make fucking peanuts.
Yeah.
That was what pissed me off. It's like, bro, like when you have a contract dispute with your team, that's something between you and your team. The public shouldn't have to know about it. Although the public is going to say, report, Tua wants a new contract. I get that. That was stating the obvious. But when you're going public and telling everybody, show me the money, it tells me that happened. And then Tyreek quitting on the team, you have a bad culture in Miami. And I feel like Mike McDaniel, I think his welcome might have worn out. Like, I think that when Mike McDaniel went to Miami, they were dynamic on offense. Now I feel like teams have kind of already settled in. They kind of figured out what he likes to do, what he doesn't like to do. So I feel like he's kind of already been figured out. So I don't think there's any more tricks to his game, dude. So I feel like, to me, like, I feel like Miami should probably move on.
And they're constantly called soft. Players have even
Constantly,
said they're
bro.
soft.
I think they should move on. I think Miami needs to move on from Mike McDaniel. And I think if they don't move on this year, they're a year too late.
That's a great take.
I really believe that,
take.
because I don't think that the culture there in Miami is fit for Tua. To be honest with you, I think Mike McDaniel works with Tua because he could be friendly and soft and shit. But I don't fuck with Tua either, though. Because I don't believe in Tua in terms of, I think he could win a Super Bowl. I think he can go into January. He can go into Arrowhead and battle with Mahomes.
No.
I don't see that in him.
No.
So I'm not paying him $200 million. That's fucking asinine.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that
100%.
It's just a stupid market that people that it's going to break. I'm telling you, it's going to break, and I can't wait. Because Baker Mayfield, he did it, man. 3 years, $100 million, and he put up top 5 stats this year.
He's going to get a contract.
He'll get another one. He'll get another one.
He earned it.
He earned it.
He played like a mid-level quarterback.
But he also did that to get Mike paid, because Mike Evans wanted he had to get a contract, and he took less so Mike can get paid. But I feel like those are the kind of guys you need. Not Tua getting $200 million. Tua, it doesn't command $200 million. Because Tua, like I said, he's not going to Arrowhead. He's not going to Buffalo. He's not going to Pittsburgh or Baltimore and getting a W when it matters most. I don't see that happening because he's never proven it. So to me, like, I think like Miami's in big trouble. I think in the next 2-3 years, I think Miami's in big trouble. I think they're going to be the worst team in that division.
I mean,
for the next 2-3 years, I really do.
They kind of already are. I mean, the Jets are.
Well,
a different story, but
I think the Jets are probably the most sorry
never mind.
franchise.
I'm sorry. I forgot about New England.
I think
they have the least bright future.
Yeah, which is crazy because they have a $200 million quarterback, and they paid Waddle, they paid Hill, but Waddle's injury prone. He's always fucking.
Waddle's. I mean, not for nothing, but I can't even believe that people were saying Waddle was better than Devontae. Like that being a question at some point is crazy.
Their offense, Miami's offense, is a money pit. That's
exactly what it is, bro. It really is.
It's a money pit.
You got A-Chain constantly hurt.
He's good.
Constantly hurt.
But he's not paid, which is good, obviously. But like,
they'll pay him.
It's a money pit, though. Yeah. Your quarterback is not $200 million worth. Your $90 million wide receiver quit on you. And your other $70-80 million wide receiver he can't stay healthy. So that situation's a money pit to me. I feel like they're in trouble. They're in trouble, and I think they need a new head coach to change that culture, because that is their only saving grace moving forward.
They should bring Brian Flores back.
Oh my God! Yeah, they know how to pick him over there.
I know, dude. All right, you can. Lonzo just said you could never give him that kind of money, especially with those concussions. He's barely worth $80 million. He's right too. Like you didn't even mention that. You gave Tua all that money with the concussion history.
Oh yeah, we knew about that.
Yeah, I mean the dude. Yeah. I'm saying this, and it might come off funny, but I don't mean to say it like that. But like the dude's a headache away from retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, dude. He gets a concussion. I mean, and his concussions aren't like minor, bro.
No,
his concussions are scary. Like you could actually see defenders pulling up to not hit him. When have you ever seen that in the NFL?
Yeah, it's wild, bro. His eyes are rolling back into his head.
His hands like twitching and shit. Like that's scary as hell. But it's wild card weekend. Finally, the NFL playoffs are here. It's also sad though, because it's sad, bro. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. It is bittersweet.
We open up Saturday with the Chargers -2.5 at the Texans. Who do you think's under more pressure here, Justin Herbert or CJ?
Justin Herbert. He has to deliver, bro. He has to deliver. He's too talented to get bounced out of the wild card. I know he's on the road. I get that. I look at Justin Herbert as way better than CJ Stroud. I think he's elite. I think Justin Herbert can be elite.
He's an elite
I think
talent.
he can be elite. He can be. I never had him in that elite category, but this could be the playoff run that can get him there. Absolutely. But I feel like he's much better than CJ Stroud. I expect more from Justin Herbert too. So in my opinion, it's definitely Justin Herbert. He's 0-1 in the playoffs, and CJ won a playoff game too. And Justin never did. So I feel like he has to get on the board there. So I'm going to go with Justin Herbert all day.
In my opinion, there's enormous amounts of pressure on Justin Herbert because it's time to win.
Mhm.
Like, there's no more excuses. I understand, bro. You got Ladd McConkey and you got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, but not for nothing. Winning a playoff game with that crew, with this crew, could go far. You win a playoff game and then you win a second game, you could change your narrative in one playoff run.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: when you're as talented as Justin Herbert and people view you in that category where it's like, yo, this dude is one of these 5 best quarterbacks from a strictly from a talent perspective, Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback. When you are in that group and you lose, the blame is going to be put on you. That it just comes with the territory. He is. I got just from straight talent, Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and Herbert.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. Just strictly off of talent. And if you want to argue, never mind, I'm not even going to say that.
Jordan Love.
I was going to say, if you want to argue Jordan Love and Justin Herbert, that's fine.
5,
but he's not there yet. But Justin Herbert has shown you enough. But I'm just saying, like, for me, Justin Herbert can completely change his narrative on Saturday. I think he will change his narrative this Saturday. I think the Chargers are going to handle business in Houston, bro. I think they're better than the Texans. I think that they're better coached than the Texans. I think they're more physical. I think CJ Stroud hit a wall. I don't think he performed. I think he performed way worse than he did last year. You could make the argument that that his drop off is worrisome. Like, it's not like a sophomore slump drop off. His drop off has been worrisome this year, in my opinion. And I just feel like it's Justin Herbert's time. I feel like Jim Harbaugh loves and believes in Justin Herbert so much. And I can almost feel like you could see that coming out of Justin Herbert now. He's playing with so much confidence where he goes out there with that squad and he's like, I don't care who's on the other side of me. I believe in myself and my team so much, and so does my head coach, that I know I can go out there and do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can go out there and do this.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to this game. I got the Chargers here, bro. I think the Chargers put it on them physically. I really do, man.
I got the Chargers too.
I really like the Chargers.
I think they covered
here.
the spread.
And I just feel like if the Chargers were to go in here and lose, like, it would be so disappointing for me, bro. Because here's the thing, too. I think the Chargers are a much better team. And
I think so too. They're better.
Like, I feel like the Chargers in round 2 going to
I think they're mentally tougher. I think the Chargers are prepared for the playoffs.
Like, I think the Texans, like, to me, are sweet.
Yeah, they are sweet.
Like, for real, bro. Like, they're sweet.
I'm with you. They don't scare me.
No, and there's the I know they're riddled with injuries. I get it, yo. They got a lot of injuries, but
the Chargers scare me a little bit because I feel like they're physical enough where they could take your soul.
Yeah, like, I just feel like they can impose their will onto the Texans, bro. Like, I just feel like Jim Harbaugh is that type of guy, man. Like, I think Jim Harbaugh is literally my favorite fucking coach. Like, I believe in Jim Harbaugh so much. Bro. I saw it with the 49ers. And then he went to Michigan and turned around. Look what he's doing now, dude. Like, this is the first season and you already got him like this with taking Joe Alt and getting rid of all your wide receivers and your running back.
I thought it was smart.
So I'm all in on the Texans this Saturday. I can't wait for this game.
You're on the Chargers, you mean?
The Chargers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I got the Chargers. I think they're just a better team.
Yep. And then Saturday night game, we got the Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens -9.5. I cannot believe a Mike Tomlin-led team is a 9.5 point dog.
And check this out.
In a playoff game, bro.
Zay Flowers is out too. And they're still 9.5 point dogs. With the Zay Flowers out too. That's wild.
So what did you take?
That's wild.
I know it is. And we'll get there. I want to touch on this though. What do you make of the comments? I'm really curious. What do you think about Lamar Jackson saying that he got antsy? Because I want to see your perspective on this, that he gets antsy a little bit with the playoffs, but he didn't come off like he was saying I get antsy as in I get scared. Like, he was saying it like I get so hyped. Like, it's just, I get my emotions, which can be detrimental because you got to keep your emotions in check.
I think the game's a little faster in the playoffs. I think because every snap matters, every drive matters, every play matters, bro. It really does. It comes down to one play in the playoffs. And that's just what it is. I've seen so many playoff games come down to one stupid play. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a way that that's how the playoffs are built. So him saying antsy, like, I feel like it was like he's excited for the moment. So he's overhyped.
Yes.
So he would overshoot wide receivers. He just wasn't taking it easy like a regular game. Like, just prepare. It's a game.
I'm so proud of you, bro.
Just be you. You know what I mean?
I'm really
like,
proud of you.
Just be Lamar Jackson and that he was a regular season, and everything will be okay. And I think that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying, if I could just be me, we're going to be okay. We're going to go all the way because I know what we have on our team. So, like, I'm not that didn't scare me at all in terms of his lack of playoff success. I actually agree with him.
Yeah.
So I'm with him on Lamar because I think Lamar is a great player. So when you look at his playoff stats, you kind of question, like, what the fuck happens? There's no way the playoff pressure just completely diminishes the player like that. So I actually agree with him. So I'm with him on that.
And it's weird too, because like the person that you compare him to, well, I do, is like the Josh Allen, but it's like you could point and say Josh Allen's 5-5 in the playoffs, but when you go look at Josh Allen's stats, there's like, you could, like, when you watch Josh Allen's stats in the playoffs, they go from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch Lamar Jackson's playoff stats, they go from here to here.
Yeah.
So that drop off, and like you just said, bro, like I'm really happy you said that, because that's the way I took it. And I didn't know which way you were going to go, but the way he described that was not like an answer, like I'm getting scared. It was, my emotions are so high and I'm just not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Like, I just got to go out there and be myself and play my game, and I can do this. But I think here's the thing. I'm so confused by this line, because I think, like, who's your X factor? Let me start off with that. Like, who's your X factor in this game?
Truthfully, it's got to be Russell Wilson.
Okay, because that was mine too. Because you don't know. Are you going to get Russ and Pickens that can play? Are you going to
getting Pickens? It's getting 0 yards, no catches. That's insane.
That's what I don't know. And Russell Wilson's very clearly the X factor.
Yeah.
But there's two things about this game that scared the shit out of me. And it's like, because my first instinct was, I think the Ravens win, but I think the Steelers cover.
Absolutely.
But the other part of me is like, when that line is that high, I feel like they're begging me to bet Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And in that motion, I'm like, damn, like, if that line is that high, it's that high for a reason. And I need to read that and not be fooled. And I need to bet the Ravens and lay them 9.5 points. So that's where I get confused in that, because it's like, what am I not seeing that Vegas is doing here?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel feel me at all on that? Like,
absolutely, because I think they're going to get a lot of squares to pick the Steelers at plus 9.5, because obviously it's a playoff game. I'm getting the Steelers. I'm getting 9.5 points. It's a divisional game. You know what I mean? Like, that divisional game is going to be huge. So a lot of the squares are going to look at the divisional game aspect and say, I'm getting 9.5 points in the divisional game. That's insane in the playoffs. I'll take that all fucking day. That's what they're going to do. And I agree with you. I'm going to take the Ravens outright here.
I got the Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
Dude. Yeah. And it's just because I can't.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game since, I think, 2017.
I hope I'm wrong, because I want to see a good game.
I want to see a good game like that. But that's indicating me, like, what was the, do you know the spread, the over and under?
Let me check, because I was just on it. It's 43.5.
43. So they got, what would that be? 27-17 would be a score.
27-17 would be 44.
So 27-17. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know.
34-10.
34-10. Like, that would, I mean, but here's the thing. Reading that line, 34-10 to me seems more viable than 27-17.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, like, I feel like 9.5 is an indication of we're preparing for a blowout.
Yeah, I don't think this game is going to be close. I think the Ravens offense is going to blow the doors off the Steelers defense. The Steelers defense has been on their heels.
They've been getting cooked a little bit.
They've been getting their ass
they've been getting cooked
bro.
a little bit, bro. It's been weird.
It's been really weird with them.
The drop off is serious. You know what makes me so mad, dude? I'd say in the beginning of the year, I think the Steelers are going to be fucking ass. I turn around and I see them playing great. My brother gets in my head, oh, the Steelers. I turn around and say, you know what, yo, I think you can make an argument the Steelers are the best team in the AFC. As soon as I dropped that video with 100,000 views, they cooked me.
They were ass, yo.
They've been trashed since that video. Like, they're making my name horrible.
Yeah, that was
They threw dirt on my name.
Yeah, I can't trust them, man.
I will never, dude. This is why I picked the Steelers week 1 in Survivor every single year because I cannot gauge this team, and I'm so tired of them putting dirt on my name.
Yeah, they're gonna get cooked this weekend.
They're gonna get cooked,
bro.
and everybody's gonna go back in the comments on TikTok. Yeah, you fucking idiot! What a clown! You don't know ball. Oh my god, podcast equipment need to be more expensive. Oh my god, you really don't know ball. You need a licensing for podcasting and do all that shit. I gotta just listen there and take it.
Yeah, fuck what they say.
My poor ego. Steelers plus 15.5 and over 37. I like that too in a tease.
I like that.
I do like that in a tease.
Okay.
Then we go Sunday, early game. Broncos at the Bills. Bills minus 8.5. That line dropped a full point. Don't like that. For the Bills. The Bills opened up at 9.5. Don't like that.
No, I thought it was 7.5.
Opened at 9.5.
Are you sure about that?
Positive about that.
I thought it was 7.5.
They opened at 9 because when I saw that line, I remember texting Tom and saying that line, it was shady.
Yeah.
That line was shady to me.
Okay.
I have it. I texted him immediately and I'm like, bro, how do you feel about that? Von Miller's going against his former team. I didn't even think of that, bro. Good call. What do you think about this game, Nick? Do you see any shot that Broncos could cause hell or cause problems?
I'm going to be dead ass honest, dude. Like, you want me to be truthfully? I wore this shirt because it's the last time I'm going to wear it this season. I think the Broncos are going to upset them.
So do I, Nick.
I do. I hate to say this, bro. This is the one game when I looked at on the schedule and I said, holy shit, I think this is the worst matchup for the Bills. I think you're playing a hungry team in the Broncos. I think they are riding high, bro. They have nothing to lose, bro. There is so much pressure on the Bills to deliver. That point spread is a lot. And Denver ain't no slouch, bro.
But that could also be playing like the other one.
I don't think so, dude. I think they're looking at it as Josh Allen being the MVP playing against a rookie. And I think that's a mistake. And I think the Broncos are going to go in Buffalo, and I think they're going to win. And I really believe that. And that scares the hell out. I can't believe I'm saying that shit. But I'm being dead ass honest. This defense is for real.
I'm saying.
And I think Bo Nix, he has no fear. That motherfucker don't care what situation he's in. That dude is going to deliver. I've seen him deliver in some clutch ass moments, and he is just not afraid. That scares me. And they're playing with so much house money. It's insane. The Bills have all the pressure in the world. Josh Allen has all the pressure in the world. And that defense is not easy to get through. I think the Bills are in trouble this game, bro.
So I made really this. I can't believe that.
That's why I wore this shirt.
I thought you were doing it in support of him.
I am. I always do, but I just feel like this time this is.
And I thought I thought this was gonna cause a moment for us on this show. This is my upset of the weekend, and it's not one of them where I'm saying like I think they're gonna do it, but when I look at the teams and I'm watching the way they are, and I'm just looking at certain indicators in the way that I bet. The coaches, I think Sean Payton can outcoach Sean McDermott.
Mm-hmm.
I think Denver has more at their disposal. I think Denver has less monkeys on their back. I don't think that they care. I think that beating the shit out of KC last week, usually I think when a team goes up like that, it's crazy, but they played their JV squad. And when you do that, which I'm mad at the Chiefs for that because it insults the integrity of the game. But that's a whole different subject. I don't think you bench your whole team like that, but whatever. I just feel like Denver beating the shit out of that is like a get-right game, a feel-good game. And I feel like that type of momentum can just carry.
Yep.
And I feel like Sean Payton has so much to prove because of the shit that he went through with Russell Wilson. And I just think this is a really dangerous game for the Bills. I think it's really dangerous. I don't like it. I don't like the point spread. And in a moment of oddness for myself, I genuinely feel bad for Josh Allen.
Yeah,
now, if Josh Allen wins this game, I will be really happy for him. I'm not joking. I will be more upset for Josh Allen if he goes out and plays well and the team lets him down.
Yeah.
He goes out and has a fumble, 2 picks. Then it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Then you can catch the heat. But I don't like this game for the Bills at all. I think it's a really bad spot. They sat last week after having him play one play and getting that corny little record. It's a big record, but I feel like he should have played. I feel like that's a team when you don't have a lot on offense. I just feel like every rep and all that shit matters. And I don't like them sitting out last week. And I just feel like for me, dude, when I look at this is the game of the week that scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks that it's Josh Allen, bro, because all the fun we have with that and the arguments and stuff like that, I don't have any ill will towards him. I don't. I don't like it, dude. I don't like the spot.
It's funny though, because I think the reason why you don't like it for the Bills, and the same way for me, and I'm speaking for myself. I don't know. I'm not speaking for you, but I feel like you kind of you'll gravitate towards this take. I feel like when you look at the Bills, they're just Josh Allen, right?
Yeah.
And if the pieces around him don't do their job, I don't think that the Bills are that good.
I mean, are Khalil, Shakir?
I think the Bills overachieved.
Oh, they absolutely did because of one guy.
But I also feel like the Broncos overachieved as well.
They did, but the Broncos overachieved with more talent.
Right.
Like Cortland Sutton's the best wide receiver
I
out
don't
there.
know about that. More talent?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Amari Cooper is pretty good, but he hasn't been healthy, though. That's
what I'm saying. But when
Shakir's pretty good.
On Sunday, Cortland Sutton's the best wide receiver out there.
But Denver's got the pieces to shut down the Bills' best offensive weapon.
That's what I'm saying. You got Surtain.
Yeah.
Surtain's locking up Keon Coleman, Shakir, no matter who. I just like the landscape for me just seems like everything about that game is just like I can't find, other than Josh Allen, I can't find a reason why I would love Buffalo.
I mean, Denver has given up the 7th least amount of yards this whole year. That's
their defense.
Their defense is legit, bro.
They have the defense that can contain
Josh Allen and cause issues.
That's why,
and they have an offense that can score because I don't trust the Bills' defense. I don't give a fuck what they say. I don't trust the Bills' defense.
Would you have felt more comfortable with the Bills playing the Bengals? Because truth be told,
I think the Bengals would beat the Bills.
Because I would have picked them, but I feel like they could have scored on the Bengals easier.
Maybe.
I feel like they had a better chance versus the Bengals because I feel like with the Bengals it could have been a shootout. I don't think they can shoot out with them.
I think the Bills already peaked in the season. I hate to say it. I don't think they're playing their best ball right now. I can't remember the last time we saw a Bills performance where we're like, holy shit. I can't remember. That was what 2-3 weeks ago? I think they already peaked, bro. I think the Bills have already peaked.
Do you think they peaked during that Lions
I think
stretch?
they peaked. I think they already peaked.
Who was it? The Lions, and then the next one, who'd they beat?
It was the line. It started from, I think, when they went on that run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think they peaked.
Sucks,
they peaked. I think when Josh Allen won his MVP, I felt like, I don't know. It just felt like it was like that was like their Super Bowl.
It was his validation.
Yeah, kind of like his stamp. Like, yo, he's fucking good. Regardless of what's going to happen in the playoffs, I'm still good. Like, that's kind of how I see it. And I think he's going to win the MVP, but I also feel like he's going to get bounced out of the first round.
Let me say this. If he doesn't win the MVP and it goes to Lamar Jackson, as a Lamar Jackson fan, I will be so disappointed in that award because last year, Josh Allen's stats blew Lamar Jackson's out of the water.
About that.
And this year, you're going to, and look, here's the thing. Lamar Jackson actually earned it this year.
He earned it this year. I would give it to Lamar.
But Lamar's not the MVP this year.
No.
It's Josh Allen. And it's because if you take Josh Allen off of that team, they are horrible.
They're probably the number 1 overall pick.
They are horrible. And that's not to say that Lamar, if you take Lamar off of them, off the Ravens, they wouldn't be horrible either. The point is that last year, you gave it to somebody with 20 touchdowns and you didn't give it to Josh. Now this year you're saying Lamar should win it because Lamar has 40 touchdowns. You're fucking the importance of the award up.
Stupid.
Like you nailed that last year.
Stupid.
Because anyone last year fighting for Lamar Jackson, like last year I didn't fight for Lamar to win it. I was just saying he was a 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't fight for, I said last year it should have been Dak. I was on Dak train last year.
Yeah.
It should have been Dak. I stand on that.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen should win his MVP this year. Yeah. But that goes without saying. But I can't believe we both have the Broncos here.
I hate this, man.
I hope I'm wrong now. I hope
I'm
Josh
wrong.
Allen comes out and puts it on.
I'm betting the Broncos. I don't give a shit.
Oh, then I got the Bills both ways.
Well, there you go.
I got the Bills both ways.
That's exactly what I want. I want that. I'm gonna bet against them.
You should put some serious money on.
I think I am, bro.
You should because
you
know what you're about.
Because I really want to see the Lamar and Josh game. I'm thirsting for that.
That would be the divisional round.
Thirsting,
right?
For it. What?
That would be the divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No, because
they're the 2 and 3 seed.
Yeah, no.
They would battle it out. Yes, they would.
Oh,
because Kansas City
plays
would
the lowest seed.
They would play the Broncos in that case.
They would. They play the lowest seed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
Yes, they would.
They would play this whoever. Nah, bro. Oh
No,
yeah,
I'm sorry. No,
seed.
they would play the Chargers.
The Chargers. You're right.
They would play
Lowest
the
seed.
Chargers.
So if all the favorites win, wow, damn, yo, the Bills really need to take care of business.
They need to take care of business.
I want the Lamar Allen game.
Yeah, but my theory is going to tie into this, so we'll get into that.
All right, Packers at the Eagles. Eagles -4.5. That line lowered from the opening line at -5. Jordan Love got injured in week 18 and is going to play. Jalen Hurts finally got out of concussion protocol. I know they were saying it was weird because they weren't practicing and all that shit. What do you think about the Eagles? Do you think, before we get into it, do you think they'd be one and done without Jalen?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's too important to the team.
We need Tanner McKee.
No, I think Tanner can fucking ball, though.
Tanner can ball, bro.
Yo.
Tanner McKee's a legit NFL quarterback.
He could pass. He could pass the football.
He's a legitimate
Absolutely,
NFL
bro.
quarterback.
He was throwing with conviction.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. He was sitting in the pocket, looking at it. He was reading the defense. He was doing all this shit. I was like, wow, we got a fucking pocket passer. That was like refreshing to see. It was awesome. It was great. You saw
he knew where to go with the ball.
Oh my God. He got all the playmakers involved. Dallas Goedert got involved early and often. Like, dude, like Tanner McKee was awesome, dude. So
I fuck with Tanner.
But the playoffs are different magnitude, though, man. I think Green Bay is a formidable opponent. But I think Green Bay is about to get blown out. I think Green Bay is about to lose.
What's going on this week?
I think Green Bay is about to lose by double digits. I do. I think the Eagles are way better than them. The Eagles are home. It's going to be freezing cold there. And Jordan Love's hurt. Christian Watson's out for the year. The Eagles defense is going to put clamps on them. I think Green Bay works better when they're, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2. I think they're going to be putting a lot of 3rd and 8s in this game because the Eagles can stop the run. And Josh Jacobs, I don't think he's going to run all over us. I don't see that happening. I know we played them in week 1, but this is a different magnitude here. I think the Eagles are just a better football team overall, and they've been that way all season. I don't think anything is going to change. I think Green Bay is good. I just think that they're injured, and I don't think it's their time yet. I think the Eagles are just way too good to lose this game. I'm taking the Eagles by 10.
Look, man, honestly, I don't know what's going on because me and you agree way too much, which is either going to be really good or really fucking bad.
Clarity.
That's 228. Clarity. Damn. I think the Eagles should fuck the Packers up every which way. And when I look at this, it's multiple reasons. If the Packers were healthy, maybe it could be a game. It would be a tough draw. Maybe I would give them some respect. But truthfully, the Packers don't beat good teams. They were 1-5 in their division, and their only win came against the fucking Packers on a fluke blocked field goal. Or whatever that was that week. So when I look at this, bro, we have the better head coach, we have the better quarterback, we have the better wide receivers, we have the better O-line, we have the better run game, we have the better defense, we have the better cornerbacks. Jair Alexander's out, Christian Watson's out. When I look at that, bro, I'm just like, damn, we could attack them any way they want. Do I think we should attack them with Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 30 times? Absolutely fucking not. Go out there and run Saquon Barkley down their throat. Run your offense the way it is. And I'm not really worried about Jalen Hurts with the whole concussion thing.
Right.
In 2022, he missed the last 2 games. He came out against the Giants and balled out 16-24, 2 touchdowns, 155 yards, no interceptions. That'll work, Jalen. And now you got Saquon Barkley running the ball.
Saquon scored 3 times against them.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be similar to that. If the Eagles were to lose this game, I would be so disappointed and devastated.
It's crazy because Jalen Hurts, he had 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 picks
in Brazil. Yes.
2 picks.
Yeah,
that's where we were like, fuck, man. If we could just clean that up, we'll be all right. But that's when Jalen was throwing 34 times a game. I don't think the Eagles offense is tailoring that success. Like, I don't think that's their model they're following. I don't think Jalen Hurts is throwing for 34 times his game. If Jalen Hurts is throwing for 34 times his game, the Packers could upset us.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think they're going to do that with him coming back because he's going to be a little rusty.
Just give it to Saquon, bro.
Get him good net, but use your formula.
Fuck it, man.
I don't care if Jalen Hurts throws 10 times and we win.
That's fine.
Just win it.
Just win, dude.
Just win, baby.
And in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. You just get the dub.
It doesn't matter. And here's the thing. With my take on right now, I would trust Jalen Hurts more than Jordan Love in the playoffs. Jordan Love is more talented. I'm not denying that. And I'm a Jordan Love fan. That's my guy.
Went to the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, Jalen Hurts, I trust him to win more than Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But Jordan Love will be there. Absolutely, I believe he will be there because I believe Jordan Love is one of the 6 most talented quarterbacks in the league off of pure talent.
Would you take Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts as an overall quarterback to start your franchise?
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Jordan Love. Because I think Jordan Love, I think Jalen Hurts needs more right to win.
Yeah.
But I think Jordan Love can be more, he can correct more.
I feel like he looks more pure of a passer.
When he just looks like Aaron Rodgers.
He could look left, he could look right, he could throw sidearm.
He's a pure passer.
Yeah, I think he's got the ingredients.
He can cover up more issues than Jalen Hurts. But as of right now, Jordan Love hasn't earned what Jalen Hurts has.
But I think Jalen Hurts knows how to win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what separates them. Although Jordan Love has had success in the playoffs.
Jordan Love will get there.
Dallas last year.
He's only been a starter for 1 year.
So yeah, I mean, like everybody loved Dallas last year in the wild card round against the Packers. And then now
what they did. It's a different story, though.
It is different, though.
It's a little bit different. Like I said, the other part of this is, too, and I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday, I wouldn't have the confidence that I have if they were healthy. Like, you're missing your best corner, bro. Yeah. You're missing your best corner, your best wide receiver, and your best player in Jordan Love is hurt. And like you said, bro, our defense is legit.
Yeah.
We have a truly elite defense on all three levels.
I agree.
Josh Jacobs isn't coming in there and running crazy in the link.
That's what
and that stadium's going to be loud on Sunday at 4:30.
And that's why I think that when you put a team in 3rd and 8s and 3rd and longs, I think that makes your day a lot of hell.
You think they're getting open on our quarterbacks?
It's a long day in hell, man. It's going to be a long day in hell for Green Bay. I really believe that. The Eagles need to come out firing. If they could, God bless you.
They got to make a statement.
If they could come out first drive and run it down their fucking throats, just take their soul, man. I think that's, you got to set the tone.
I'm not talking, I don't even want a 50, 60 yard touchdown run by Saquon. I want a 10, 11 play drive where you take up 75 yards, eat up 8 minutes of clock and physically impose yourself on them.
Correct.
And let them know it's playoff football in Philly. That's what I would love to see out of them.
Yep.
But as long as they have more points than the Packers at the end of the night, I don't give a fuck what happens. Commanders at Buccaneers. Buccaneers -3. Jaden versus Baker. What you feeling about this game? It's going to be a great game.
This is the one game I really can't predict, dude.
Me neither.
I'm like, it's.
But you know who I'm going with.
I think it's a coin flip. I'm taking the Bucs. I feel like that team they love each other, dude. There's something there. When Mike Evans got that record, I think that's kind of what made me propel them to take the Bucs, because I feel like that team, they love each other. Like, they genuinely have a bond. They've been there together this is their 2nd year together. And they have experience. They have playoff experience. They're home. I like the Bucs in this one. Baker Mayfield's playing lights out. Mike Evans is awesome. Jalen McMillan's playing great. Bucky Irving is fucking awesome. They have a 3-headed monster in their backfield with Rashad White and Sean Tucker. They got Cade Otton. I mean, this Buccaneers team is legit. The Commanders had a great season. I think this game is going to be close, though. I think it is going to be a field goal game. I think it's going to come right down to the wire. I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last. And I think whoever has the ball last is going to come clutch. And I think the Buccaneers are going to be that team. I'm going to take the Bucs in this one.
Do you think the winner of this game could be a Cinderella?
I think the Buccaneers have all the ingredients to be the Cinderella, because they have a quarterback that has no fear.
We would play the Buccaneers next if we win, right?
Yeah.
No, we would play the 3 seed. Who's a 3 seed? The Bucs.
The Bucs.
We would play the Bucs.
We play the Bucs.
I would love that lineup for the Eagles, because I'm telling you right now, the Buccaneers aren't beating.
Nah, they wouldn't beat us in Philly.
But I got the Buccaneers here too. I just think Baker Mayfield has proven that he can step up in the playoffs. Baker Mayfield's a damn good quarterback. I tweeted this the other day. I don't care what order you have it. Baker Mayfield's a top 10 quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Whether you want to put him 10, 9, I don't care. I do not care. He's one of the 10 best quarterbacks. He was this year. I think Jaden Daniels is on his way up, but I don't know if Dan Quinn can outcoach Todd Bowles. And I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury can pull enough rabbits out of his hat to trick Todd Bowles. And I just feel like that when I get Baker and Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan, man, he's impressed me, dude. And when I watch the Bucs, like you just said, bro, when I watch them, they are a team. They're fighting for each other. I love how they are. I think Jaden Daniels, I think this was a great stepping stone. I think the Commanders overachieved this year. I did have them to make the playoffs as the 7th seed. And I think they nailed it.
I think
What?
the Bucks kind of overachieved too.
They absolutely did, but they did it with elite quarterback play.
And Mike Evans.
The Commanders didn't have elite quarterback play. They just had elite team play.
I think the Buccaneers have some good pieces too, man.
I do also.
Regardless of the Chris Godwin, he got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Jalen McMillan stepped up, and I think people are sleeping on this too. Bucky Irving.
He's awesome. He's great.
Bucky Irving's legit.
Plays, man. I mean,
Bucky Irving he's serious, man. And he had 1,500 all-purpose yards.
And he didn't even play all year.
He didn't even start.
I know. It's crazy.
So when I see that, I'm just like, oh man,
that's wild.
I think it was like 1478 or something like that. It's crazy, bro. And Ant traded him because Ant don't know ball.
Yeah,
He's not even going to hear this because he don't listen. That's crazy. Mark will hear it though. Mark, make sure you refer back to him for us. But I got the Bucks here. I think this is a 3-point game, touchdown game.
It's going to be whoever has the ball. Late.
Yeah, like I feel like but I got the Bucks here. I would love for the Bucks here, and then the Bucks will come to Philly.
I think the Commanders winning would be like the worst situation for the Eagles though.
Well, yeah, then we would get the winner
of
the Vikings and the Rams.
Well, we could.
But either way, it's a dome team outside that's cold. Or we get the Rams coming from Southern California, although they're on fire right now, so they're a little warm.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. All right, Monday, Vikings -1.5 at the Rams. I'm looking forward to this game too.
Me too.
I really want to see this. What do you think about this game, bro? Do you think Sam Darnold shows up like he did the first 16 games or 17 games? Or do you think he shows up like he did in that last game?
Now, look, I like Sam Darnold. I've always been a Sammy D kind of guy. But, bro, what I watched of him in Detroit, dude, that was a complete meltdown. That was embarrassing. How do you have any faith in somebody like that?
Jackie Keir is in here. That's crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you have any faith in somebody like that? Like, he couldn't put the ball in the end zone. He was overthrowing. He couldn't hit a fucking lick in that game. And he's the reason why they lost that game. So to me, it's like it's hard to trust Sam Darnold. I when I look at that, the matchup, I'm getting Matthew Stafford, who won a Super Bowl, who's got Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, or am I getting Sam Darnold, who can be pretty good, 13-2 Sam Darnold, or am I getting the 0-1 Lions against the Lions Sam Darnold? Who am I getting, right? So, like, for me, I'm always going to bet on the guy that already did it. I'm going to take the Rams here, dude. And I think the Vikings, hear me out. I think the Vikings are a better team. I think the Rams have a better coach. I think the Rams have a better quarterback. I think the quarterback and the head coach combo is going to outduel the Vikings in this one, because I don't love Sam Darnold here, bro. He's never done shit, dude. I'm getting a Matthew Stafford.
He did something.
What do you do?
Pay for your couches.
That's true. You're right, dude. Yeah.
Put some respect on his name, bro.
I'm talking about in the league, though. I'm talking about in the league, right? I sold high, right? So, and the reason why is because he was middies, and so the point I'm trying to make is that how do we have any faith in Sam Darnold after watching that performance in the Lions? I don't. I'm going to take the Rams, bro. I wanted to take the Vikings so fucking bad, but I feel like after these LA wildfires, I feel like it's going to be the like play for LA kind of cheer thing. It's going to fit the narrative of, LA, we're going to root for LA because of the fires, pray for LA, pray for Puerto Rico, all that
Puerto
shit.
Rico,
You know what I mean?
yeah, bro.
So, yeah, I'm going to take LA here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. I can't tell you how much I disagree with everything you just said.
That's all right. That's cool.
I can't believe
I'm glad.
This is another one, bro, I was talking about, and I don't understand how the Vikings are only 1.5 against the Rams, bro. That's a shady ass line, bro. That's a shady line, dude. You got the Vikings are favorite on the road against the Rams to match. You just said it, to the better quarterback and head coach.
Wait, the line moved. It's a 2.5 now.
Who? The Vikings are -2.5.
Yeah. Be careful.
Bet the Vikings, bro.
Be careful.
I got the Vikings winning this game, dude. I think the Vikings win. I just do, dude. I think that the Vikings can get after Matt Stafford. And who the fuck is sticking Justin Jefferson?
Who the fuck is sticking Puka?
To be all right.
Puka is good, bro.
Puka's the man. I mean, I guess
He's legit,
I
bro.
guess you could go both ways on
He's
that.
legit.
Pause. You could say that who's sticking Puka. Like I won't give you shit for that. I don't know, bro. I just feel like everybody's picking the Rams. Like I don't know anybody saying the Vikings are going to go do it. And for me, I'm going to have to Skol.
Scroll it up.
Yeah, I got the Vikings winning this shit, bro. I got the Vikings winning this game. I don't like that line.
But we had to disagree somewhere.
I know. I think that
so
line
okay.
is mad shady.
I'll take the Rams, man. I think the Rams, dude, they have that championship pedigree. I think the line is the way it is because of the record. The record's so lopsided.
All right.
The Vikings lost 3 games all year.
I know, but they got them.
I don't trust them, dude.
They shouldn't be favorite.
The Rams.
They shouldn't be road favorites. The Vikings shouldn't be road. They're the 5th. The Rams are a higher seed. Now I get it's a division.
It doesn't matter. I don't know if that matters though.
But if you did regular seeding, they would be up there. They'd be better than the fucking Eagles.
But they're arguably almost a 1 seed too. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Why should they be?
But they're favored. That's why.
But bruh, they're the 5th seed and they're favored against the Rams, dude. A higher seed on the road. I don't understand that. You just said
it's crazy.
Though.
I know. I agree with you.
Who's got the better quarterback?
I know.
And not for nothing, you can make an argument that
but I said the Vikings have the better team.
Check this though, but you can make the argument that the Rams have the better wide receivers in totality. Cooper Kupp and Puka or Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. I think that's a fair argument. You can make a compelling argument that the Rams are stronger at wide receiver. And they're stronger at running back with Kyron.
Who would you take? Cooper or Puka or Jettas and Addison?
I'm probably taking Kupp and Puka.
Wow.
As a duo, I'm probably taking Puka and Kupp, bro.
I think Cooper's on the downside though. I think Addison's on the upswing a little bit.
I don't know actually. Hold on.
I'll take the Vikings just because of that.
It's hard, bro.
Because I'm taking Jefferson over Puka, and I'm definitely taking Cooper Kupp over Addison. But I don't think it's as far fetched to say that. Hey, I'll take Addison for the upside because I think Cooper Kupp's on the downswing. So I don't look at that as crazy. You know what I mean?
No, actually, I stand by what I said. I think Cooper Kupp and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua with Matt Stafford, I fear more than Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson with Sam Darnold.
Now, what if you throw in Tyler Higbee in there and then you throw in Hawkinson or not Hawkinson? What's his name? Hawkinson.
Hawkinson would swing me back to the Vikings.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I think Hawkinson's a legitimate tight end now.
Yeah.
He's a legitimate dude. Like he is worlds better than Tyler Higbee.
Now let's look at the backfield. Kyron and
I would take Kyron.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Aaron Jones is more elusive.
Your fantasy players are going to battle it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're going to duke it out. Yeah.
He let me down, man. Aaron Jones was on a heater, and then Aaron Jones all of a sudden, man, stopped catching passes and stopped getting 30 and 40-yard touchdown runs and really went down to shitter. But I love Aaron Jones. I'm an Aaron Jones fan. I'm probably gonna get him next year for $20. But for flex though, RB3. So, but no cap. So that's how I'm feeling. But last thing before we get out of here, I want to do. I need your AFC Championship game.
Well, I'll go divisional round, so I'm gonna break it down. I have the Lions winning, and I have the Rams winning.
Mm-hmm.
So I got them duking in or out, and I had the Eagles versus the Bucks. So, championship game, I had the Eagles at Lions. I think that's being set in stone. I think that's happening. I think the Lions beat the Rams. I think Jared Goff beats his former team to get to the championship game. That's just set up for that. It's set up for the Lions to go back to the championship, but I think they fall short because Philly's just a better fucking team, right? And I'll get into that because I have a whole shit. And actually, let me get into it right now. I think the Eagles are going to beat the Lions in the NFC Championship game and go to the Super Bowl. I'll get to my AFC pick, but I just think that the Eagles are better. I know the Lions are the 1 seed, and I get that. And I know the Lions are a powerhouse. But when I look at the overall body of work on the defensive side of the ball and what wins championships, defense, I think the Eagles have the best defense in the league. The Lions defense is ranked 20th in the league overall, giving up 342 yards per game. The Eagles are number 1 in the league, giving up 278. Lions pass defense is hella weak, bro. They gave up, they're the 30th ranked in the NFL with 244 passing yards per game allowed. Eagles pass defense ranks number 1 in the NFL with 174 yards per game. However, the Lions run defense does rank 5th in the NFL, and the Eagles are 10th. Whatever. But the Eagles' scoring defense is 2nd in the NFL, and the Lions are ranked 7th. When I look at the whole body of work of the defensive side, I think the Eagles completely outmatch the Lions. I think the Eagles can score just as much as the Lions can score on our defense, and I think we can outscore them no matter what. This game's going to be playing in a dome. I don't think that even. I think it kind of favors the Eagles, in my opinion, because we have a running quarterback. So, and the weather won't ail us from anything, from bullshit, fumbles with Jalen Hurts. Remember, you know how that bullshit goes.
Yep.
So I feel like, to me, I think Philly's set up. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. They were the best team in the NFC all year. Truthfully, I mean, the Lions were, obviously they were in the 1 seed, but when I look at the Eagles' body of work and who they beat, I think the Eagles were the best team. And as far as the AFC goes, I had the Chiefs playing the Broncos, and
in the AFC Championship?
No.
Oh,
I got
sorry.
the Chiefs playing the Broncos. Listen, I got the Chiefs playing the Broncos in the divisional round, and I have the Ravens versus the Chargers. I got the Ravens advancing, and I have the Broncos advancing. I think the Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs. I think a divisional matchup, I think that's the one team the Chiefs do not want to fuck with in the divisional round. And I'm going to tell you why. The Broncos and the Chiefs, when they played back in November, the Broncos should have beat the Chiefs.
I agree.
I think that's going to come back to haunt them. I think the Broncos are going to be dying to play them again. I think they're going to be dying to prove that they are better than them and they can beat them in Kansas City. That happened in Kansas City too. Remember that. So I think the Broncos having experience in Kansas City is going to play in that factor. And I think when you beat the Bills, you coming off beating the Bills, right? You're going to be fucking feeling yourself, bro. You're going to be feeling so confident that you can go into Kansas City because you lost to them on a bullshit block kick, right? So you're going to be like, yo, we're ready, dude. We're going to be humming. I think the Broncos are the Cinderella team. I do. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl though. I think the Ravens take care of them. I think they get them out of there in a blowout too. I actually think the Ravens clean them up in the championship. So I got the Ravens and the Eagles. I think that's the Super Bowl right there. I think there's no way in hell the Ravens don't go to the Super Bowl. I just don't see. I think the Ravens have the most clear path to go to the bowl, and I'm betting all. I've already put a wager on them too to go to the Super Bowl.
Ravens versus Eagles, just to go to Super Bowl or playing the Eagles
to win the Super Bowl.
So it's weird you said that, bro. This sucks. Dude.
But I have the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and Saquon is the MVP. He's gonna get 2 touchdowns, 120 yards rushing in the Super Bowl.
It sucks, bro, because we're so similar. I wish we were different on the fucking Bills and the Broncos or something like that. But I have the same thing, dude. The only other scenario that I went back and forth with is that I think the Vikings could come here for the NFC Championship game. But I do have the Eagles at the Lions for the NFC Championship game, and we will fucking dog walk them. Yeah. And I mean fucking dog walk them because that defense is injured. That defense is down. And Dan Campbell's, I don't care what he says, bro. He's going to eat Campbell's soup after we get done with them because we will run that ball down their throat and we will pass the ball all over Ford Field. We will be the Motor City. So I have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, of course, and then I have the Ravens going too. But I have the Ravens versus the Chargers in the AFC Championship game. I have the Chargers taken down. Oh no, that can't work because they would play the Broncos. Well, I hope I'm wrong on that. The Chargers can't because the Chargers
can't play them if you have the Broncos beating the Bills.
I didn't even think about that because I didn't do a bracket. I just thought about that.
That's why I took the Broncos.
That just fucked me up because I really do like the Chargers to go on a run.
I think the Broncos are the team, bro. I think it's the rookie quarterback mystique. I'm gonna have to quarterback mystique, bro. Nobody. It's like it's weird, man.
The only thing I could say is that then at that point I would have to take the Bills over the Broncos and then the Chargers to beat the Bills, which I think can happen. I would hate to do that because I just went on that whole thing why that game scared the shit out.
It's funny because I actually feel confident that the Bills could beat the Chargers more than anything.
I have to go with my gut though on my pick, so I'm gonna have to roll. It's gonna be the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC Championship games, and I think the Ravens get revenge on the Chiefs from opening night, and the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately for my Eagles, I don't think they win the Super Bowl.
I'll be
because we already smacked them, and I just feel like it's Lamar's turn, like it's Lamar's time, bro. It's Lamar's time, and that pains me to say that, dude, because I want Jalen Hurts to win, and I feel like the Eagles can beat them. I'm not saying the Ravens will blow them out, but I do feel like Lamar. It just feels like it's shaping up, and the way Lamar's been talking, and sometimes when you talk about your feelings and you're antsy and your emotions like that, it can really heal you. And I think he's come to terms with like Yeah, I just got to go out there and play. I got to simmer the fuck down.
He's grounded.
Yeah, and I think that like it's enough's enough. And I just feel like Lamar gets his trophy, bro, and he validates his season. And I hate that. I don't want the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, but I also think the Eagles and Jalen Hurts have a little bit more of a window than the Ravens to win because of the way we're structured. But it's asking a lot for him to go on this run without with Rashad Bateman as his wide receiver 1. It would be impressive. But it would have to be a 2-man show. It would have to be him and Derrick Henry, which I think is possible. But I really do hope it's the Eagles. I really do hope it's the Eagles that win, but I don't believe it.
I think the Eagles will win that game. I really do. I think the Eagles are better.
Oh, hell no, Jack. The Vikings ain't going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, he's smoking.
Yeah. Reggie. That's my guy and all, but damn.
So what do you think about the theory of the Broncos beating the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs haven't played in 2 fucking weeks. It's going to be 3 weeks from the last time they played. And when you're playing a hot team like that,
you know what I don't like about it?
I'm
superstitious.
You
know what I don't like?
I'm riding with the hot hand, bro.
They already beat them once. They should have beat them twice. You mean to tell me they're going to beat them a 3rd time?
Why not?
I don't know. You know how I am. I'm superstitious with that shit.
I just feel like, dude, it's a weird team. It's a weird team. When I look at the Broncos against the Bills, I just immediately like, holy shit. Well, wait a minute. Now I look at the Chiefs, right? I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the history. I'm looking at that game back in November. I'm looking at, holy shit, the Broncos should have fucking beat them in Kansas City.
The Broncos just have a team that is built to they are built to play any team.
They can exactly.
They can be in any game, and those are the teams that you have to worry about.
They got a head coach, Mike.
They can play any style of football. So like I don't totally hate that. When you say it out loud, it's like, holy shit, I think you're crazy. But when I actually think of it in totality, it's like, okay, I can get with you a little bit on that. Like I do understand where you're coming from. That's not an outlandish take. But that's all. If I will believe that more if they actually take care of business versus the Broncos. The Bills, excuse me. I really do, because
obviously, otherwise it can't happen.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, if that does come true, and me and you both are reading that correctly with them beating the Bills, then it's like, okay, then yeah, the Broncos you need to be worried about them.
I'll bet the house on the Broncos
against the Chiefs.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because I don't want to see the Chiefs go there. I don't think the Chiefs can go there,
because I think the Broncos defense is really slept on, bro. I know they had a couple games where they got the doors blown off, but consistently all year, they've been a top 10 unit.
They can win anyway.
And if their offense scores 30 points, they're going to be hard to beat, because that defense is pretty good. That defense is going to keep them in games too. Yeah. So, and like I said, they gave up 16 points against the Chiefs back in November. That's it. So I feel like the Broncos now offensively are even more better. Like, I feel like Bo Nix even developed even more in the last 7 weeks.
I feel like Bo Nix got more confident as the season went on. And I just feel like when you have Sean Payton, when I realized that the Broncos were better than I thought and Bo Nix got most of my respect, when I saw him scream back at Sean Payton, it was like, okay, that relationship is like this. They have a relationship where they can be real with each other. And sometimes you need that, bro. It's a game of high emotions. Yeah. Sometimes you need to tell somebody like, yo, fuck you. And then I need to say, no, fuck you back. I mean, we do that on here. This isn't even that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I saw that after watching last year, when Sean Payton dogged Russell Wilson and dude just stood there like this and just took it, and everybody was like, damn, I feel bad for him, because he looked like a puppy.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even stand up for himself. And you let a grown man berate you like that on TV. It was the same scenario that I said with Stephon Diggs when he did that to Josh Allen. When I said you don't do that to your homie in public, let alone on national TV.
Yeah.
Where he sunned him. So you know what I'm saying?
He did.
But all right.
He's the big homie.
It was, bro. That was real. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in to 228. We'll be back next Wednesday. Look for us on all our reels that we're dropping this entire week on social medias, baby. We'll be ready to go.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We're also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms, as you do not want to miss our daily heat dropping all week on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all that other shit. So come holler at us, and we'll see you next Wednesday at P&I, baby. Peace.
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. Why y'all tripping?